today's episode of Cooking with
Chef Toby
and Winston, we have a special guest, but before the special guest is introduced, what we cooking today?
We're gonna cook something we deserve.
Ooh, what is that?
A jalapeno margarita.
You know I love the margaritas now. Yes, I do. So the guest that we're gonna introduce, we got a big guy in here right now, man. We got a big guy. This is big wig stuff. We got a CEO in the building, and his name is Eli Korn. Come here, Eli Korn. Come on, baby. Come on down.
Thank you, Winston. Thank you, Toby. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the kitchen, of course. So, do you have any cooking experience?
I do. Quite a lot for my kids, for my wife.
Oh, that's amazing.
I worked in restaurants.
You did?
I worked in catering for many years.
Oh, wow. Okay, I can't wait to get into that. Okay, so we're making a jalapeno margarita. So the first thing we're going to start with is the jalapeno simple syrup, which is what's going to give the drink the kick and what's going to caramelize our candied jalapenos that are going into the drink. So I always use a special cutting board for jalapeno or any spicy pepper, and I always glove up. So I'm going to do this portion of it. Do you like to knock your socks off a really spicy drink, or should we pull those seeds inwards?
Spice should be better.
Really?
Why not?
Ooh, okay. Okay. I'm not into that. I pull the ribs and the seeds out.
So let's pull the ribs and seeds out for you. I don't want you to be overwhelmed.
So what I do is, I cut the bottom of the jalapeno off, and you can see the seeds and the ribs in there. Cut. I forgot the thing. The jalapeno intact. We're gonna get the ribs, which is the white part, and the seeds out. And that is the knock your socks off part right there. We don't want that. And also because that touched my hands now, my hands is contaminated with the spicy juice of the jalapeno. So if I were to touch my eye now, I would burn myself like crazy, which is why I glove up and I use a special cutting board. While I'm doing that, we're gonna start with the simple syrup. Can you pour the 1 cup water in there?
Sure.
And can you measure out 1 cup of sugar?
Sure.
And I'll just turn the fire on after you're finished with that. And we will get the simple syrup going. Perfect. Okay, so let's get the fire on. You can give that a little, perfect. And then when it's clear, that's when we're gonna put the jalapenos in, and we're gonna cook down that simple syrup for a little while until it becomes thick.
How long do you need to be down for you?
That should melt very quickly, so probably 5 minutes, nothing longer than that.
Nothing to do with boiling, right? You don't have to worry about it boiling?
No, if it boils, it's fine. It's just gonna take it to a caramel color, which is fine. And also, any little pieces you have in there like that, I just knock those little guys out.
We don't over spice here.
You know, yeah. If you like it extra, then feel free to leave it in. We'll leave 1 in. How about that?
Sure.
So Eli,
Winston, how are you, sir?
how you doing? Oh, all right, great. So listen, what do you actually do for NRS?
What do I do?
And
Two-part question.
it's
All right.
2-part question.
Yeah,
2-part question. What do you actually do for NRS, and what does NRS actually do?
It's a good question. So what do I not do for NRS is a shorter question. So I'll just go into what NRS actually does. Because as one of the original people in the CO, I'm involved in all departments and everything. But
Yes.
is a really revolutionary company. When we started 8 years ago, and by the way, today's my anniversary, August 10th.
Really?
2015 is when we started, and that's when I started.
Happy anniversary.
8 years ago today, I walked in the office for the first time, and we had a dream. We had a dream to help the merchants and build this point of sale company that would give the merchants opportunities to deal with couponing and upgrade their business to a 21st century.
Okay.
That was 2015, not 2023. We got ChatGPT. It's a whole different world. But and that came to fruition. When we started, we had 5 or 10 sample stores we tried with, and 8 years later, we're at 25,000 stores. We've helped a lot of businesses. We've had so many good war stories over the years. NRS provides not just for the merchant, but for the manufacturer, for everyone. I mean, for the consumer, we help with the loyalty program for the consumer. We have the credit card process and POS for the merchant. For the advertisers and for the CPGs, we offer them data, we offer them advertising, different ways for them to connect to the consumer. So we're really an all-around company, touching the consumer, the merchant, and the suppliers.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
I'm just gonna keep on.
Well-rounded. That's very,
Can you
very
keep
well-rounded.
this moving in here?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Our goal is to be a well-rounded company, like you said. We want to help everyone and help ourselves in the process, but our goal is to help really the merchants.
So if you want to say, like, what about how many people do you think do you touch on the advertisement? You said advertisement, like, you know,
Sure.
how many people do you think? So we're touching about what? I want to say about 110 million.
So yeah, so we see about 110 million transactions a month right now, which is
Wow.
that's a lot of transactions. You know, we don't have an exact count on unique people. It's probably in the 10 to 15 million unique people, but that's a really big chunk. That's like 3% of the U.S. It's coming to our store on a monthly basis, and possibly even higher. 110 million unique transactions a month, and that's extremely valuable. That shows the power. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, we were doing 30 million transactions a month.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago, we were doing like 5 million a month, and now we're at 110 million a month. That's how many stores we're working with. That's how many consumers we're touching, and that's how much value we can create for the advertising, for the advertisers, and for the merchant, and for the CPGs who want to understand the data to help the merchants, you know, provide better couponing and things of that nature.
So if you would say the juice is
Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is that what you're asking?
the juice
Absolutely.
worth the squeeze.
That's in honor of Eli Korn, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw these in there because that's
Absolutely.
looking good. I put it up to a higher boil, and you could just leave that
Sure.
going.
How long does it take to candy these about?
I like to keep them in for a long time at a low flame, but
So, alright.
no, we're gonna keep them in at a high flame, and we're gonna see it. Probably the jalapenos will taste candy very quickly, but I like when the syrup reduces a little bit.
Awesome.
So while that's happening, we're actually gonna take our cutting board and knife that we used with the jalapenos and get it out of here so we don't have any cross-contamination with anything else we use. I'm gonna get rid of my gloves and come back over here. Okay.
Alright. So,
So-
you interact with that knife.
I have a couple knives out here. So let's get the sugar out of here. Next up, we're going to measure out the tequila. So this is a 2-ounce measure. It's actually the cover of this.
Sure.
So can you just measure out? You can.
How many ounces do you want?
I'm gonna say we're gonna make 1 drink. So
2 ounces? It's lightweight.
Really? Okay. You put in what you want. You put in what you.
I'm kidding, I'm not a big drinker.
What would you put in if you were making
For
a
me,
drink for someone else?
For my wife, it would be 0, and for me, it would be about half a shot. So we're good over here.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so that's in there. You're gonna slice this lime and you're gonna squeeze the entire juice of the lime in there.
Sure.
Get a little nervous with the fingers over there.
I'm good. I've done this many times.
Okay. Oh, so you were saying that you worked for a caterer.
I was in the food business my entire life until NRS, and even then, we're sort of in the food business, but I worked
Okay.
for catering my whole high school career.
Wow.
I managed jobs, worked in the kitchen. I worked in supermarkets for 8 years.
Wow.
Where I was anything from deli slicing to meat, to raw meat cutting, to trimming the fat, to managing the front end. I was all over the business, and then I went to work for Restaurant Depot, which I'm sure you're familiar with,
Yes.
Restaurant Depot,
Yes, I do.
where I was a buyer for 5 years there for all national grocery stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you really have experience in every aspect.
Oh, and I managed a restaurant for a year, a coffee bar in the 5 towns.
Oh,
Where I
wow.
was doing barista and managing, and so I was pretty involved with all the food aspects, and I know my way around life.
Someone's here to visit you.
Oh my god, what the heck is this? Oh, hey Paco.
Paco found out we're
What's going on,
serving
sir?
drinks.
Paco, I heard that you are a big drinker. Although Pumas are not really allowed to drink. I heard when they're running more than 30 miles an hour. But, alright, we'll make sure you slow down a little bit.
We'll see about that.
We'll see about that.
Okay. Do you feel in your eyes how that simple syrup is just burning off? And oh my gosh, the jalapeno is so strong. Okay,
It's amazing.
back to our drinks. So we're gonna garnish our cups, and
Okay.
this is a quick trick, which I'm sure you know because of all your drink experiences. But you cut this in half. So a lot of people take a bowl, they put something wet in it, like a lime. They do that, and then they get all these things dirty. Why bother? Just do this. Take your lime,
Wipe it around the room.
wipe it around the rim, and there you go. No dirty dishes, easy to go. So if you want to do that, and then I like to
Tahini,
shake a
yeah.
little tahini on this. Just
Absolutely.
I do tahini not around the whole thing, just like on one
On
side.
the lip.
Or if you want to, you could just shake it on the cutting board and do that, and then we just
Sure.
get the cutting board dirty, and that's not such a big deal. So we'll get two drinks going there. Let's see. See, that looks good. You just stick the lime. You just need a little more lime in there.
One right there.
You can work on that. I'm gonna go check on the jalapenos. So I'm gonna take about 3 jalapenos and I'm gonna add it into our drink. So I'm gonna say 4. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. So we're gonna add that into our drink.
Poppy, you excited?
Why wouldn't Paco be excited? That's a drink. So I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna use my cap over here.
Some of the syrup in there? Wow, careful with that.
I'm gonna use my cap over here to measure. And it's boiling hot, but that's okay. We're putting it over ice. So 2 ounces of simple syrup.
Is that burning your hand off one?
It's a little bit burning my hand, but that's okay. Okay, quick trick. When you have hot metal and you need to quickly cool it down, just do that. I feel like I'm not teaching you anything you don't know.
I'm a know-it-all in general. Yeah, it's my wife, so...
Okay, so then you're the type of person who'd be good for your job then, right?
Hopefully. That's the goal. Hopefully then.
So I learned, I never went to school to be a barista, but I learned from one that you should shake it until your hand feels freezing cold.
Interesting.
All right, Paco, you're leaving before we serve you your drink. All right, bye,
Paco. See you later. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Or someone else told me once you should do like 23 shakes or something like that.
Oh, my hands get nice and cold. This is a good mixture, a good shaker.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
All right, now we're good.
Cut a little line for garnish. We just take the lid off. You can, it has a strainer on it. You can just pour some in there. And then we're gonna go in with that paring knife and we're just gonna top it off with a jalapeno or 2.
Okay.
Yep. And then we're gonna put the lime on the side.
Jalapeno or 2.
Yeah, whatever you feel. All
Okay,
right.
then we're doing the lime on the side.
Lime on the
That
side.
is one nice looking drink.
There we go.
So, excellent job.
Thank you so much for
Thank
cooking
you for
with me
having me. I
today.
appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. Good stuff. Who's drinking this now? Paco, you ready?
I think Winston wants to drink it. He
Winston
earned
wants to
it.
drink it.
Winston wants to drink
Right
it.
back in action. Here we
Winston,
go.
Listen, for all your hard work today, man, you've been amazing. So I want to give you this wonderful drink.
And that's tahini on the side in case you don't want to get it on that side.
That's all right.
Okay.
Let me put the pinky up.
Oh, here we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, buddy.
Out of curiosity, is it spicy? Because we took the seeds and the ribs out.
Not as spicy as it
Right.
could be, but I taste the
So
spice.
then, if
We
you
can
like
add
the
some more if you want.
It's a
extra,
good balance.
if you like the extra spice, you keep the ribs and the seeds in. If
Here
you
we
want
go.
a mild spice, you take them out.
Yeah, because it's a definitely good
And don't
balance.
forget, don't drink and drive when you can smoke and fly.
You can actually legally say that now.
Okay.
I love that. Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good day.
Have a great day. Thank
Well,
you.
the alcohol came out, so everyone just says what they want now.
Yo!